Good morning, dear students. This is your maths class. Today we are going to start our next topic. But before starting our next topic, let us take a pledge against this deadly virus, COVID 19. I, Mansi, commit to be vigilant and bear in mind all times the risk to myself and my colleagues from COVID 19. I promise to take all necessary precautions that prevents the spread of this deadly virus. I promise to follow and encourage others to follow the key COVID appropriate behaviors, to always wear a mask, face cover, especially when in public places, to maintain a minimum distance of 6 feet from others, to wash my hands frequently and thoroughly with soap and water. Together, we will win this fight against COVID 19. Okay, now open your books Inspired Maths for 6th grade. Today we are going to start our next chapter. The name of chapter is Operations on Whole Number. In last chapter we have read about the numbers. Now we are going to read about the operations applied on those numbers. So firstly we are having some properties about these numbers. So let us talk about the properties. The first property is closure property. In this property, what is the thing? In this property, if a and b are two whole numbers, if we are having two numbers a and b, then a plus b is also a whole number. Then whatever or whenever we will sum those numbers, the sum will also be a whole number. So that is the closure property. In closure property, what we have, we simply have two digits or two whole numbers. Whenever we add those whole number, the result whatever it will come, that will also a whole number. So this is called the closure property of addition. Moving to next property. Next property is commutative property. In commutative property, we are having a b, two whole numbers. We are having two whole numbers a and b. So what is the commutative property? In commutative property, a plus b is always equal to b plus a. So whenever we plus our a with b, it will always equal to b plus a. That is the commutative property. Moving to our next property. Our next property is associative property. In associative property, what we have on associative property, if we add first two numbers, then add the sum to the third number, and if we add the last two numbers then add to the first number, the result will always be equal. Means if we are having a b c any three whole numbers, then a plus b bracket plus c is always equals to a plus b bracket c. This is called associative property. In associative property, what we have, if we are having three whole numbers, then what we have to do is, if we add three numbers in any pattern, the result will always be equal or always be same. The condition is that we should have three numbers and they should be added in any pattern. Either we should add first two or we should add the last two numbers. Moving to next property. Next is additive inverse. What is additive inverse? If a is any whole number, then a plus 0 is equals to 0 plus a, that is a. What we can say, that if we are having a whole number and we add 0 to that number, so that number remains the same. There are no changes in that number when we add 0 to that number. This is called additive identity property. 0 is the identity element for addition. So there should be a question about it. What is the identity element of additivity or addition? So the answer is 0 is the identity element for addition. Now move to our first exercise, that is exercise 2.1. Before starting our exercise, let me discuss a topic with you, that is even numbers and odd numbers. So firstly, as you know that what are the even numbers, the numbers which ends with 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, that are even numbers. The whole numbers which are not divisible of 2 or which ends with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, they are odd numbers. Simply we can say that the number which are divisible with 2, that are even, which are not divisible with 2, that are odd numbers. So there are few tables, or we can say that there are few points we have to keep in mind whenever we add or subtract. The simply in this exercise we will learn about addition. So firstly we will learn about the addition operation. So the first is even number plus even number will always give you a even number. Means whenever we add two even number, the result will always be even. Moving to our next point, odd number plus even number, the result will be odd number. Means if we are having a odd number, then we are having a even number. Whenever we add those number, the result is always odd number. Next, even number plus odd number. Whenever we add a even number to the odd number, the result is always odd. Moving to next, odd number plus odd number, the result is even number. Whenever we add two odd number, the result is always even. So moving to our first exercise 2.1, the first question is fill in the blanks. In fill in the blanks, what we have, 28,598 plus 3 is equals to 3 plus dash. According to which property we can say that our result is same? Yes, according to our second property, commutative property, what we can say that a plus b is always equal to b plus a. So here a plus b is equals to b plus a. So the value of a is 28,596. So simply put here 28,596. So moving to our next question, that is 3,85,499 plus 0 is equals to what? As we have learned it in our additive identity, so whatever number we are having, if we add 0 to that number, so that number remains the same. So simply a result will be same. So next is associative. In next question includes associative property. In this question, what we are having, we are adding the first two numbers, then we add the sum to the third number. On the other side, which number is missing? Simply we are having 3,854 both side, 389 both side. What number is missing? 54. So according to associative property, our answer is 54. Moving to next question. Next is similar with associative property. Next is find the missing digits in these addition sums, then reverse the order and add the numbers again. See if you get the same result. In this question, we just have to find the numbers which are missing. The first question is, okay, let me write it on a notebook. So our first question is 2,900-7, 3,204 dash, then the addition is 6,163. So simply how to do this? This is for the addition. So what should we add to 7 that the result is 3? So let me explain how to add this. And okay, we are having 7. So this is the addition. So what number should be added to 7 that the result is 3? We should add a number according to which the sum would be 3. So when we can see that 7, whatever we will add to 7, the sum will never be 3. So we should approach to 13. So we can put carry here. So what should we add to 7 to get 13? We should add 6 here. 7 plus 6, that is 13. 3 here, 1 carry. Next, here it is 4 and the answer is 6. What we should add to 4 to make it 6? We should add 2, but we are having 1 carry. So we are simply adding 1. 4 plus 1, 5, and then plus 1, 6. So the rest of sums are equal to this part. Next is in each in each combine the numbers in the most convenient manner and add them. So in the next question, what we are having a questions of addition. We have to add them in the most convenient way. So what is the most convenient way? The most convenient way is that we have to create a number. We have to try to approach the numbers to the minimum zeros, to the maximum zeros. Means if we are having, for example, if we are having 64 and 16 and 20, so firstly we should approach to 64 plus 16. So okay, let me explain it with example. We are having a number 64 plus 16 plus 20. So what we will approach, there it is, 26. Here the number is 64, here it is 26, and here it is 20, and again here it is 10. So firstly what we will add this and this number, because 6 plus 4 is 10. Simply add here 64 plus 26. 6 plus 4 10, 0 here, 1 carry. 6 plus 2 8 plus 1 9. So the answer is 90 plus 20 plus 10. Now we should add 90 to the 100 so we can make maximum zeros. So 90 plus 10 is 100 plus 20, that is 120. So similarly, let me do one question of this. The first question is 646 plus 23 plus 854. So now what we have to do, just simply look. 6 plus 3, 9. We didn't get any 0. 6 plus 4, that is 10. We get a 0. So firstly add these numbers. 646 plus 854. Just add on the bracket, that parenthesis to that. So simply add it. 646 plus 854. 6 plus 4 10, 0, 1 carry. 5 plus 4 9, and here it is 1. So 5 plus 4 9 plus 1 0, 1 here. 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 8 15. So just write down here 1500 plus 23. So our answer is 1523. I hope this question is I hope the last question is clear to everyone. Rest of the questions are same. You just have to check where we can get the maximum zeros and we have to add them on that way. The next question is write a true or false, correct the statement. Just we have to write down the true or false and then we have to correct the statement. Okay, so the first statement is if two whole numbers are added, the sum may or may not be a whole number. So that is false. Is what we have to change in this statement. We just have to write that. Write that down. The sum is always a whole number. Next is 0 is the identity element for addition. So we have read that in the additive identity, so it is true. Next is the sum of any two odd number is always even. Yes, we have read it, that is true. So next is if we change the order in which four numbers are added, the sum changes. No, that is false. The sum will remain same. Next is the associative property of additive states of addition states that whatever order we add two whole numbers, the sum always remains the same. As we have read that the condition for associative property is that we have to do the addition of three terms. So this is the false statement. We have to change 3 with 2. So moving down to our next question. What is our next question? Find the missing digits in the addition. As we have done the previous question, we have to do this in same way. Next is write any two digits odd numbers, add them. If is the sum odd or even, we just have to take any two odd digit number. What is odd number? That is not divisible by 3. So just to take 33 and 35, add them on, then check what is the sum. The sum will always be a even number. Next is write any three digit even numbers and find their difference. Is it an odd number? We just have to write down three even number digits and we have to check that what is the sum. So let me do one question for you. as you can see it on your assignment, 3-digit even number. Let a 3-digit even number 234. Let a 3-digit even number 102. When we add both these numbers or we subtract both these numbers, the result is always a even number. So what we get through this statement, that whenever we subtract two even number, the result is always a even number. So the next is add each of the following to check the answer by adding them again in a different order. Just add one first and second, then second and third, and check whether the result is equal or not, as we have done in the previous question. Find the answer using the most convenient way. We just have to find the answer using most convenient way, that we have done in the last question. Like last question is, if there are 28 boys, 29 girls in a group, would you have to arrange for an odd or even number of chairs for the group? In this question, what they are asking, there are a group of 28 boys and 29 girls. We have to arrange the chairs for them. So how many number of chairs they will take? So simply we have to add all these students in the group. Whenever we add these students, boys and girls, the result will come whatever that will be number of chairs. So whenever we add a even number to a odd number, the result is always a odd number. So number of chairs we required are the odd number of chairs. I hope you all got the answers and you all got understand this chapter. But if you have still any doubts, we will discuss your doubts in your next online session. Thank you. Have a nice day.